I never planned on becoming that guy with a no trespassing sign and a shotgun by the door, but life has a way of shoving you right where you swore you'd never stand. Funny, right? I used to roll my eyes at folks like that, old guys grumbling about their fences, barking at anyone who set foot on their driveway. My name's Logan Reeves. I'm 42, ex-military, Force Recon Marine Corps. Did 3 tours, saw places I wouldn't send my worst enemy. But let me tell you, nothing prepared me for the war that started 5 years after I hung up the uniform. A war fought over a little patch of Virginia woods and a whole lot of stubbornness. After I got out, all I wanted was peace. Give me some trees, maybe a pond to fish, and a roof that didn't leak every time it rained. Sideways. No neighbors telling me my flag was faded or my grass an inch too high. So when Uncle Jim passed and left me his 6 acres, old cabin, thick pines, a spring-fed pond clear enough to see the base flash through it, I jumped, sold my truck, boxed up my life in Norfolk, and poured every ounce of muscle and grit into fixing that cabin. Rewired it, sanded every board until my hands cramped, built a pier out over the water. I made that land my own, down to every bent nail and muddy boot print. It was more than a home. It was a hard-won patch of freedom. And Uncle Jim, God bless him, he didn't believe in HOAs or neighbors or, good Lord, yard flamingos. That's a philosophy I can get behind. So yeah, I put up some signs. Private property. No trespassing. No exceptions. Not to be rude, just honest. The nearest folks were a quarter-mile down, in Whispering Pines, your classic cookie-cutter suburb. White fences, beige siding, and an HOA that, I swear, probably held emergency meetings if someone's mailbox was painted the wrong shade of blue. They did their thing. I did mine. Never joined, never signed, barely waved at M except at the gas station. They didn't care about me. Until they did. It was a Saturday, hot and humid enough to melt your will to live, early August. I just got back from town, truck loaded with feed, lumber, and a thermos of coffee that could wake the dead. I crested the rise by my pond and just about snapped the brakes off my truck. Scout, my dog, yelped. There were tents, 4 big ones. Not the kind you grab from Walmart for a fishing trip. These were proper rigs, canopies, coolers, folding chairs, even a barbecue smoker putting out enough smoke to signal a rescue chopper. Kids were splashing in my pond. Adults lounged in camping chairs, 2 trucks parked right by my favorite oak. And nailed to a pine tree, one of my pines, was a banner, Whispering Pines HOA Family Camp. Day. For a second, I thought I was hallucinating. Maybe too many allergy meds. Maybe someone punking me with a hidden camera. Scout was growling already, low and mean. I got out, walked slow. Not angry, just trying to make sense of what I was seeing. There's this guy, mid-50s, polo shirt tucked into khaki shorts like he invented them. He waves at me. Hey there, you the caretaker? We could use some extra trash bags. Bins are full. Like I was his groundskeeper. I said, this is my land. And he laughs, not nervous, not polite. Turns to his wife, blonde, sunglasses like satellite. Dishes, he thinks this is his land. I just point at my sign. That says, private property. You're trespassing. Pack up and leave now. She rolls her eyes. Oh, come on, this pond's always been part of the community. We've used it every summer. It's tradition. Not anymore, lady. This is parcel 281B. Look it up. My uncle owned it. Now I do. You're trespassing and damaging property. A heavy-set guy nearby, flip-flops, fishing hat, starts recording me on his phone. This guy's going off on families. This is public land, man. It's not. I say, loud enough for the whole crowd. This is private land, private pond, private everything. Leave. And then, the guy in the polo steps forward. Greg Summers, president of Whispering Pines HOA. According to our survey, this is a green access area. Shared use. No, Greg. I say, and my voice is flat as a rifle barrel. That means your HOA can't read a plat map. Or maybe you just don't care. He folds his arms. We've been using it for years. Yeah, well, I'm talking now. Start packing. But he just grins at his people. Let's not let one angry guy ruin our day. So I turn, head for my truck. I'm not calling the cops, not yet. I've got someone better in mind. Actually, 3 someones. I call Grim, real name Eric, then Joel, then Trey. All ex-military, all guys you want on your side in a pinch. Got a situation. Need a presence. Bring your brains, not your barrels. That's all they need to hear. I keep my distance, jotting names, faces, and plates into my field journal. Scout's ears twitching like she's on patrol. Greg, king of the HOA, marches over waving a rolled-up document like it's the Magna Carta. I thought we could clear this up without legal drama. This is our HOA map. He points at a green blob marked Community Pond Access. Development Agreement from 2014. Designated recreational feature. I look at the paper. It looks official, letterhead. Stamp, signature. But the parcel number's mine. 281B. And the signature is typed, not even italicized. The stamp looks like it came off Google. This is forged, I tell him. He chuckles. Serious accusation. You're damn right. He folds his arms. We can escalate, but our legal team is very experienced. 15 minutes later, my guys roll in. Grim in his black Ford Ranger. Joel in his battered Jeep. Trey in a Chevy that looks like it went 3 rounds with a tornado. They fan out, taking pictures, damaged trees, tents, vehicles, the works. Greg tries his power move. Are you private security? Trey just stares at him. Grim's camera keeps clicking. I'm calling the sheriff. Greg barks. Reporting armed individuals harassing families. You do that, I say. And he does. While he's blustering, I fire up my homemade wildlife deterrent system, solar-powered emitters, set to a frequency that'll clear raccoons, coyotes, and any human under 50. Within minutes, kids are rubbing their ears, adults look nauseous. Then I flush the pond, turn the water a rich brown with silt and algae. Scout approves. By the time the sheriff rolls up, a quarter of the campers are packing. The deputy steps out, a new face. But the second cruiser is Lieutenant O'Brien. We've got history. Greg launches into a performance, waving his fake map. O'Brien doesn't even blink. You good, Logan? Yeah. They're trespassing. Gave me this. I show him my deed. Laminated, notarized, stamped 6 ways from Sunday. O'Brien whistles. They're camping on your land, that's clear. Greg, unless you prove otherwise, this is trespassing. If this document is fake, that's a crime. Greg turns red. We've used this land for years. Years of trespassing. Don't make it yours, O'Brien says. You and your group need to leave. Greg shouts. I'm the victim here. This is not a suggestion, sir. It's an order. The group fractures. Families rush to pack. But a few diehards dig in, Greg barking about historical usage rights, like he read it on a Facebook meme. O'Brien's partner confirms it. No easement, no right-of-way, nothing. My parcel's locked. Tight. Pack up or face charges, O'Brien says. Greg tries one last gambit, waving his phone. He brought a paramilitary group to threaten us. Look, Grim's camera doesn't flinch. O'Brien sighs. Sir, your call was a false report. That's chargeable. The blood drains from Greg's face. 20 minutes later, the picnic's a ghost town. One woman's already writing a post titled, HOA Disaster at the Pond. Joel offers to help clean up. Leave it, I say. Let it be evidence. By sundown, my pond's empty except for a stray flip-flop bobbing in the water. You'd think that would be the end. Nope. Next morning, I hear a truck. Out front are 2 guys, black tactical polos, clipboard attitude. We're here as security, hired by Whispering Pines HOA. This isn't a community pond, I say. They start setting up an access checkpoint sign. You're trespassing. Take it down. We're just here to keep the peace. You're about to be in a lawsuit. Leave, or I call the sheriff. They fold faster than Greg's picnic crew. 15 minutes, and they're gone. I call my lawyer, Carol Baines, former JAG, sharp as barbed wire. Send me photos, names, and that sign. Grim gets the security footage. I send a certified letter to the HOA board. Unauthorized security, harassment, obstruction. Their response? Silence. But silence from Greg is never surrender. It's plotting. 4 days later, flyers go up all over town. Family Freedom Picnic. This Sunday by the pond. Food trucks, live music. Community zone is designated by 2014 HOA map. My jaw about cracked. Now they're running a PR campaign, making me out to be the cranky vet versus happy families. I don't call, don't yell. I document. Sunday morning, I'm up at 5. The whole circus rolls in. Vans. Trucks, a grill rig the size of my cabin, tents, banners. By 7, They're set up, face painting, kayaks, sound system blaring. No one asks me. I launch the drone, keep it legal. Greg, in his HOA polo, waves at the camera. I don't take the bait. Instead, I make calls to my lawyer, county zoning, health code, fire marshal, environmental compliance, and my buddy at the local paper. Then I just sit and watch. By 10, the event's hopping. By 11, the officials start showing up. Health, fire, zoning, sheriff's deputies. Permits? None. Food licenses? Nope. Sanitary facilities? A hole behind a tree. Permission from the landowner? Not a chance. Grills shut down. Tents get red stickered. EPA busts Smoking Joe's barbecue for dumping grease in the grass. It's beautiful. Greg bluffs for the cameras, but everyone's seen the drone footage by now. Then my media friend arrives, streams the whole thing. HOA event shut down after violating property rights. Before sundown. 11,000 views and counting. The last tent comes down. The field is a wasteland of beer cans and plastic lawn chairs, a piñata swaying like the ghost of HOA arrogance. Greg doesn't speak, just burns a hole through me with his eyes as he leaves. This isn't over, not by a long shot. I don't celebrate. That's not how you survive a war. You document, you wait, you watch. That night, I back up every second of footage, every photo, every phone video. 23 gigs, triple-backed. Then I file a formal cease and desist, itemized list of every violation, trespassing, illegal, event, forged docs, false report, harassment, cited, numbered, all matched to code. Carol adds her own note. Further attempts will mean immediate legal action. 2 days later, I see Greg on my trail. Cam, opening the envelope, hands shaking. And then, a crack, this time from the inside. 3 days later, knock at my gate. John Ramirez, guy from the barbecue, the only one who tried to pick up trash. He's embarrassed, says, Greg's losing support. There's a petition. He's been acting alone, rubber stamping things. You should talk to Linda McGrath. She was secretary, he pushed her out. I call Linda that night. She's a force, sends me the original bylaws, emails, proof that the HOA never had rights to my land, that Greg's been pushing a rezoning plan behind everyone's back. There's a silence that falls right before you drop the hammer, full of nerves, loaded with tension. On hearing day, Scout's tail thumps like a metronome. I walk into the courthouse, flash drive. Deed, folder thick enough to stop a bullet. Judge roar, tough as nails, no time for nonsense. Carol lays out everything. Deeds, maps, drone shots, affidavits, forensic report on the fake map. The file name literally said mapedit_final_real. Greg tries to bluster, but the judge cuts him off. Did you present this as legally binding? He stammers, yes. We move for injunctive relief. Damages and a fraud investigation, Carol says. Greg never saw it coming. 2 months pass. The pond heals. The grass grows back. Greg's out, never allowed on another HOA board again. Whispering Pines elects John Ramirez president. First order, official apology and boundary recognition, bulletproofed by Carol. Linda stops by with muffins and old HOA emails. We have coffee. She smiles. Revenge, it turns out, is sweet. One night, I host a cookout at the pond. Just friends, a few locals, O'Brien bringing cornbread. Ribs on the smoker, Johnny Cash on a beat-up speaker. Fireflies flickering. Joel nails a new sign on the post. Private land protected by law, history, and the Marines. Scout gives her grunt of approval. And as I stand at the edge of the pond, cold beer in hand, peace settling over the water, I think, maybe this place is finally mine, and this time, the whole damn county knows it. So, you tell me, what's right in a world where a neighbor can fake a map, call you the villain, and still sleep at night? What would you have done? Drop your worst HOA story, or tell me if you think justice finally won out, or if it ever really does. And, hey, if you've ever fought for your own patch of land, let's hear about it. This is where the real stories begin.